The best venues don't always get the booking. Most venues lose bookings before the conversation even starts. Your venue isn't being judged after a viewing, it's being judged before it. And in some cases, some venues aren't being judged at all because no one knows that you exist. In this video, we're going to talk about the problems of why some of the best looking venues, maybe you own or run a venue and it looks amazing, doesn't get bookings. We're going to talk about a solution behind that, things that we ourselves would employ or do employ in this scenario, and most importantly, offer a different perspective of how event organizers are currently looking at your venue and how looking at it through their lens is going to help you get more event bookings, meaning more revenue for your business. So let's dive right into it. One of the biggest misconceptions that venue owners, managers, sales teams at venues tell themselves is that if more people came down to the venue, came to see the venue, then they would book more. In a lot of cases, this is true, but one of the key things that doesn't take into consideration is who it is that is coming down, because a lot of venues will usually have a very wide-casted approach into what type of event organizers they're looking to bring to their venue. A lot of the time they'll take pretty much any event. Where, when you're starting off, that does kind of make sense, but especially if you are a few more years into the venue's journey, and you have a lot more of an understanding who your ideal customer is, then it becomes more important that whoever it is that you're trying to bring down to your venue is more targeted. It kind of fits exactly what you've seen work at your venue. People don't reject your venue, they reject the perception of it. And your competition is not another venue. It's what people think about your venue and how visible it is to your ideal customers. And ultimately, what does this mean? It means that in some cases, in a lot of cases, most inquiries are lost before they ever even come down to the venue. So a bit of a story time for this example. So we're speaking to a venue manager, sales team venue manager for the Hilton Hotel, and for one of their many franchises. And great venue, history of successful events, experienced team, but they had this exact problem. Event organizers were just rolling it out before they even came down to visit. They assumed for a lot of the time that the space just wasn't suitable for what they wanted to do. And the venue was pretty much just being judged on assumptions rather than reality. And that's because people were deciding that the venue wasn't right for them before they stepped inside. The venue wasn't losing to competitors, it was losing to assumptions. It was losing to the fact that they weren't targeting people that historically have shown that the event works well, and that can be very demoralizing. A lot of the time, venues can think that there's something wrong with their venue, even if they know that it's great, as in the service is great, they still think there's something inherently wrong with the business, like the business model, the way that they're going around things, which I guess it kind of is, but they think that that's the problem, And what you kind of need to understand, to highlight the point here, is that yes, not everyone is going to be interested in your venue. That's just obviously that's a given. So it means now more than ever that you need to be more specific with who it is that has shown interest into your venue before. You've already done all the years of work, all the years of having successful events. And if you have that, you need to draw on that, and then you need to create your whatever marketing or advertising material in the same point of view that those event organizers have. So if you had a specific type of event, maybe like, for example, it could be one of the top things there could be children's birthdays. People that come in and do children's birthdays, that come in and celebrate their child's birthdays, of course. So the best things that you can do in that scenario is to either sit down with a previous customer, show them some advertising material, and say, is this something that would have attracted you if you saw it before coming in to inquire? Yes, it's a bit of an extra step, it is. But at the end of the day, you want to take these extra steps because it does two things. Number one, it eliminates your time from time wasters. It frees up your time from time wasters, which I'm sure you've had many tire kickers. If not, you still wouldn't be watching this video. And number two, it means that you can create more of an efficient system for when people come in and book into your venue. So let's dig a bit deeper into that solution, So ultimately, one thing you need to understand is that a venue for everyone is a venue for no one. Specific venues attract specific event organizers, and the more compatible that the type of event is to your venue, then the easier the booking. And ultimately, you don't want to market your venue. You want to market the events that belong there. That is what you're aiming to do. So we've had a little chat about the solution. Let's talk about, putting it into practice in reality. The step-by-steps, or at least how we usually execute this idea. So working backwards is the key thing to this. You want to start off with 3 to 5 ideal event types that have worked well at your venue, whether it may be corporate, whether it be weddings, whether it be birthdays, whether it be different types of it could be a baby shower, whatever the ideal 3 to 5 events that you've done, ideally over the last 2 to 3 years, is a good place to start off with. Then next, you want to gather proof from those events. So what does that look like? That looks like testimonials from event organizers who did that event. It could be footage from those events. Those can be really, really useful when it comes to advertising your venue, showing those specific types of events happening at your place. It helps with the visualization for the event organizers. And any other content that you can create around that, whether it be image, still creative, whether it be videos. Then you of course want to show transformations that could be really, really useful. So what we like to sometimes do is have a venue that's empty and then transform it into the content, putting into it the events that we ideally want to target. So it could be an empty event to a company celebrating their Christmas party, for example. That could be that's something that could be really useful. Something that most importantly, you want to make it easy for event organizers to picture themselves there. That is the most important thing, when it comes to that. Important concept here is that you want at your space. You want the organizers to visualize them doing it there. So having specific content, advertising, marketing, the exact types of activities that they ideally want to see will increase the likelihood that the types of events that you want to come through a bit more will actually come down and visit, and for you to be able to sell your venue in a greater capacity. So in summary, what have we covered here today? Ultimately, you may have a great venue. You do probably have a great venue that looks beautifully on the inside, and the people who run it are amazing, and the service is great. The venue may not be the problem. Targeting the right event organizer might be where the issue lies. And great venues often struggle because they aren't positioned correctly. And you want to win by becoming obvious, the obvious choice by the specific types of events that you want there, and showing previous ones that have happened, especially if you've been in your venue, in your industry for at least the last 3 years. So if you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel, as we will release more videos such as this one. Like the video as well, and share it with someone that you think will find it very informative. And if you own, manage, or help run a venue and you need help or assistance with this specific problem, get more event organizers booked into your venue, no matter what niche it is. We've worked with various types of niches, both overground and underground. So if that's something that you're interested in, then click to our website. It will take you to a page where you can schedule a free call with us, and we'll talk about your venue, give you some actual live actionable advice during the call, and show you what we've done with other venues. And if you like that, then just go over to our website and book a call.